A while ago I saw some YouTube video about how strong the average human would be if they went Super Saiyan and became 50 times stronger. However, that video was going off power levels instead of the actual strength of humans, so in their video they said humans would be moon level pretty quickly. Today, instead of using power levels, we're going to take a more scientific approach and see how strong you would actually be if you were 50 times stronger. Before we get started, I just want to say I'm not saying those videos were wrong or that they're bad. I'm just taking a different approach. Also, I'm using the wondrous tool that is Google, so not all my info will be 100% accurate, and I'm not a total nerd, believe it or not, so not all my calculations might be entirely right either. Feel free to let me know in the comments if there's anything I got wrong. With that out of the way, first we need to determine how strong a human is. I'm going to need a test subject, so I'm just gonna pluck the average human off the street. His name is Joe. I'm going to be measuring 3 statistics here for how strong Joe is. Number 1, how strong he can punch. This is pretty self-explanatory. How much punch is he delivering with each punch? Next, I'm going to take his run speed. And finally, I'm going to take his durability by measuring how much force it takes to puncture human skin. First, let's tackle strength. This took some digging, and it seems that the average human can punch with a strength of about 300 psi. If that means nothing to you, good, you're not a nerd. Psi stands for pounds per square inch, and is a measurement of the force an object has. Higher psi makes it easier to puncture things. Psi is increased with a stronger force and decreased with a larger object. So a knife or something else with a small edge with the same force as a punch would probably stab right into you, but a human fist would just hurt a lot. PSI is measurement of how much force is being applied, how much area, so smaller areas have higher PSI for the same amount of force. Professional boxers can sometimes land hits with 800 or even 1000 PSI. Standard bullet used by the military is the 5.56mm NATO round, which can have PSIs of about 62,000 depending on the guns used. So how would Joe here be stacking up? 50 times 300 is 15,000, so he'd be punching with a PSI of 15,000. About 500 to 1,000 PSI is the generally accepted range required to break a bone, so Joe here would be punching straight through flesh, bone, and all that other stuff us meat bags are packed full of. However, Kevlar body armor can withstand PSIs of around 500,000, so a properly equipped soldier would probably be able to take a few hits and would be able to shoot Joe before he killed them. But that doesn't mean a thing if the soldiers can't actually hit Joe. If you're still watching, then you're probably enjoying the video, so consider leaving a like down there. Takes just a second. Anyway, it doesn't matter if the soldier has the time to shoot Joe if he can just outrun the bullets. So how fast would he be? This was a lot easier to figure out than the strength. The average adult male can run about 8 miles per hour, so 50 times 8 is 400. Easily outrunning pretty much any car, but compared to a bullet fired from an AK-47, for example, moving about 1600 miles per hour, Joe probably wouldn't be able to dodge bullets fired at close range. However, at those speeds, you could probably just hit them before they have a chance to fire off a shot. With prep time though, if they know he's coming, a few soldiers would probably still beat him. So that means that so far Joe would probably lose to a few decently equipped soldiers. But could a bullet even hurt him? Back to having to deal with PSI. The PSI you'd need to break through the skin is about 100, so 5,000 for Joe. Like I mentioned earlier, the bullets used by the military have a PSI of about 62,000. So while they might not hurt as much, they're definitely still going to hurt. So with all the calculations done, what are we left with? Not a planet buster, that's for sure. Probably couldn't solely your favorite verse. But you would still make for a pretty decent superhero if you had, say, some bulletproof armor. Think Batman, but stronger, faster, stupider, and broke. What would its actual power level be, though? I'm a bit pressed on time right now, so I won't go into a bunch of depth, but I would say it would be around 8, because Goku as a kid was bulletproof and had a power level of 10, and the average human has a power level of 5. Hope you liked the video, and if you did, that like button is right down there. Helps me know what type of content people enjoy. And if I get 50 likes, I'll make another video for all the rest of Goku's transformations.